What's up, everyone? Welcome to Relatively Uncharted. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Nick, and we're cousins, and we're here just talking about anything and everything.
Each week, we'll bring on a different guest, find out who they are and what they love to do.
And while we're getting ready for our next guest, make sure to hit those like and subscribe buttons below.
Here we go.
All right. All right, welcome back everybody to another episode of Relatively Uncharted. This is actually the first of its kind where we have all three of us in one spot. This is a very special episode 21. We got Noah, the bar owner, Sucker Punch, NYC, former reality TV show champ. Yeah. Welcome, man.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Got to ask for off the bat. So who is Agent Orange?
Oh man, that's a long story. I can get into it, but it's just came about a long time ago, man. It's like it's an alias. Most people don't even know my last name.
Yeah,
just run with it.
Tell your last name
Yeah, that's just kind of how it is. You keep a little bit of privacy while being so public, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. I looked up. I think I looked up Agent Orange one time, and it came up with some military
Yeah, that's okay. So I didn't realize that it was more. If I'm being completely honest, and people are gonna say that's no way. It was more like Clue, Dr. White, Colonel Mustard, like that type. And in college, I played college football, brief little stint, and my coaches would see me partying, and I got suspended from the football team like a million times.
Yeah.
I think I had more suspension time than play time, and it just in order for me to keep doing what I was doing off the field, I came up with this alias, and
Agent Orange.
yeah, that was it. That was it. One of the upperclassmen gave it to me, and that was it.
Yeah. So I looked up Agent Orange. Like I said, little military story. I was like, I don't think Noah.
Yeah.
What's the context with this or align with this? But yeah,
Definitely not. No, that's not my MO for sure.
Yeah.
it's good though.
This builds a little infamy in your background, though, you know?
Yeah.
A little mystery. Did he mean it? Did he
No,
not?
so one kid
We'll never have to
commented.
acknowledge
One
it,
kid
you know?
commented on my TikTok and was like, he was like, my grandpa passed away from Agent Orange, and I was like, oh my god. Then he commented again, and he was like, but I'm gonna still follow you. I was like, oh, that's crazy. I was like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Like, yeah, it was nuts. It's like that is horrible.
It's probably the best case scenario out of that whole
yeah,
interaction.
Probably, yeah.
So
At least he still followed me out of it.
Yeah.
we know you as who is Agent Orange, but also can we get your last name if that's allowed?
Yeah, Aussems.
Aussems.
Yeah, AUSSEMS. Aussems. Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's pretty awesome.
keep it pretty low. I don't know. It's just like,
You don't throw it up. You don't want to throw it up with you.
yeah, it's okay.
We'll feel it out at the end of the episode, and if there's something that you want, definitely air it out there, but not with Aussems, but maybe Agent Orange MO.
Yeah, nah, that's fine. We'll
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yeah.
So Noah and I, kind of the connection with us, we met about a year ago or so. It was February-ish, and he was on a reality TV show. You can tell us about it a little bit, but I came out there for like a background guest, kind of a side guest of the show. We can kind of go through the days, and then we'll get to my day that I was there. So if you can kind of like give us a brief background of each day and kind of what the idea of the show was, and then I'll go into touch whenever I
Yeah.
the beach.
I mean, honestly, like that whole trip is kind of a blur. But the first day they had us fly out. They flew us out there. We did like 3 rounds of casting. We flew out there, and they put us in a hotel like right away, and you weren't allowed to leave your hotel room. It was like some COVID shit, like you can't leave. And I guess all the other contestants were in there, so I like flew in mad early. So I spent an entire day in the hotel room, not allowed to leave. And I had like a little PA assistant, get me snacks, get me food. But I was just like, well, this is, yeah. I'm like sitting in a hotel room, like twiddling my thumbs, and like, as you know, I mean, we'll get to it later, but I was going through a very big business moment in my life, so I had all this stress trying to basically work from my hotel room, and then I have the game, like the show starting the next day. There's like all this emotion. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. But then basically they took us in a van at 6 a.m. to wherever they'd take us, and ended up being in Encino Hills. They take us to like this house, and we pull up. You're not allowed to talk in the car, which is so funny.
Yeah.
So we're all sitting
in the van.
Yeah,
Don't talk.
We're not allowed to talk, and I'm like, all right. So you're not allowed to talk, and then you pull up, and there's just like 60 production people out front of this mansion in LA, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So then, am I allowed to curse?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So then,
Honestly, you're not cursing enough.
yeah. So then we pull up, and they're like, all right, everyone get out, and you start filming right away. So I wasn't the first. I was like, I want to say second or third out, I think. I don't even remember. And you get out, and they're just like, all right, start, tell us where you're from, why you're here. And the cameras are rolling, like you're on.
Yeah.
And then they ended up voting someone off. Spoiler alert, voted someone off within 30 seconds of us being on the front lawn. So someone got voted off right away. Yeah.
Based on like the parent.
Yeah, it was the meanest thing I've ever been a part of. Like, this is definition of like bullying, like 101. But they were like, all right, now amongst yourselves, one of you has to leave right now. And we all just flew here from across like the country.
You don't even know him yet, right?
Don't even know him.
Couldn't even talk to him.
But I was just like, all right, this chick's got to go. We just voted the one girl off because her intro was so weird. Everyone else was like, the couple of my friends on the show, they were like mad douchey. They're like, I'm here to fuck bitches, get money, like blah, blah, blah. I was just like, yeah, I'm here to get money. But the one girl was like, I'm a West Coast, East Coast socialite, blah, blah, blah. And so we're like, yeah, she's got to go.
Bye.
Yeah, we tossed her. And then we went in, did a bunch of other challenges. We did the first day, I won on the cooking challenge. And then second day, I believe was, I might have the days mixed up. It was such a blur. Second day was, we threw a party in our backyard. Yeah. So we threw a big party in the backyard. That was very stressful. And then the third day was, I'm blanking.
What was the name of the show?
Oh,
Project Verify.
Project Verify.
Project Verify. All right,
It was on
so
Barstool.
little plug, Project Verify.
Yeah.
Follow along, right?
One that y'all like, not a scavenger, but y'all like running around the backyard and like trying to find shit. I could be wrong.
Oh, third was the game show, or like the game board.
Yeah.
So we did.
Yes, that's what it was.
It was wow. That's what I'm telling you. It was a traumatizing experience. It's like blocked out of my memory, but it was they created like a dice game in the backyard, and we were the pieces. So you roll the dice, these oversized dice. It's probably one of the best days of filming, I'd say, in my opinion. Like, that game was just so intense, and like it was just great because you're doing all sorts of different challenges in one. So, for example, Lila she drank thick water, which is like for people with certain medical conditions that can't drink water. And it's disgusting. And she chugged it and then was throwing up everywhere. Liz ate a tarantula. They shaved my head.
Oh, so this is kind of like Fear Factor.
It was like
right?
some fucked up shit. Yeah. So that was the one day. And then I ended up winning that. And then the last day in LA, we went to the beach. And we had no idea what it was. But yeah, they were like, we're going to do some like real life influencing. So like, here's all these people. You have to convince them on why they should be on your team. So I was like, all right, like, fellas, like, come on, like, join my team.
I remember, so like we were told what the deal was. They had no idea, but like us, like side cast, we were told like what was going to come down. So the four of them, we knew there's four contestants. They're going to get off this whatever. They're going to do some like walk up shots of them, and then they're going to get like a little intro of like what they had, like tell them live what they have to do. And he basically was convincing people to be on your team. So like as soon as Noah walked up, like freaking just a dude with a beard, I was like, hell yeah, like that.
Yeah.
We had eye contact. I like nodded at him. He's like smiling. He knew he had at least one person.
Yeah.
And then we just wrapped in a bunch of. We didn't have a single girl. We had like.
Well, I mean, it was funny because they were like, of course, Noah has like the broiest team. Like, he's the only straight white guy left on the show. So it was like, I was like, yeah, I mean, I'm going to get the frat vote on this one. Yeah.
But like, so as far as like challenges go, are you aware it's like probably a physical challenge? Like, do you think like,
No,
I need
so
some sort of. idea?
Going into it, I thought
So there's
there
no
was
strategy as far as picking your people, right?
no idea.
Yeah.
Literally not a clue.
Yeah,
I just picked a bunch of the boys and like, yeah, I mean, I keep in touch with like you and a couple of the other guys. Yeah. Which is pretty funny, but yeah, I don't know. And then we just like marched down to the beach. And this is, mind you, this is my first time ever in LA. So I have no idea like anything. We're just like marching down to the beach, and we go down to the beach, and there's just this huge fucking inflatable ball. And yeah. And then they're telling us that we have to motivate our team to stay on the ball.
Like hold it up, right?
They just keep our hand.
They keep their hand on the ball.
Okay.
And it got so heated, man. Lila, like, she does OnlyFans, so she has a ton of money. So she's just like,
I'll pay you this.
she's like throwing cash around. I'm like, yeah. I'm
Really?
like, what the fuck? And we had the most people, so we were, favorite, I would say, by numbered to win this, just purely off numbers game. Yeah, dude.
Dudes.
Yeah, and those guys also too, they are blowing up right now. Like
Those 3 guys that were together.
yeah, they who are ironically from like my hometown in Jersey. Which I didn't know them, but they went to a different high school. But yeah, like so we followed each other on social media, a bunch of other guys, and they're like crushing it right now in LA comedy scene, just like blowing up,
They were fun.
doing golf videos and stuff. It's hysterical. They're really, really, really funny. And they were cracking me up the whole time. They were doing like chants and stuff, like synchronized chants to keep everyone in the
Keep motivated.
yeah,
keep
locked
going.
in.
The purple team. So we all had purple shirts on. So we started singing Purple Rain.
Everyone's singing Purple
Purple
Rain.
Rain.
And then they were like, "Cut! You guys can't say that. Like,
No.
we can't have that music in there."
True.
Which was funny.
The
Yeah.
whole walk to the beach, we were just like singing Purple Rain like nonstop. It was the same 2 lines, so we didn't know the rest of the lyrics. So Purple Rain, whatever the chorus goes.
It was so funny.
But yeah. So then we got on the ball. Like I said, we had the numbers, and we were killing them. And then they started like kind of how reality is, start chopping kids off, like trying to make it a little bit more realistic and even. And so I think my foot. So we had like different challenges. We had to like raise our feet or like keep our
Yeah,
feet in the
yeah.
air. So like got to the point where like the 5 or 6 of us left on the blue team, probably like 3 or 4 each on the other teams, and they had us raise one foot in the air. And if you couldn't hold your leg up, couldn't hold your pants up, like just holding your leg up and holding the ball. I actually took a picture of that. I sent it to Noah. And, like, there's a picture of the guy pointing me out, and like, my foot's not touching the ground. And like, if they call you out, they call you out. So if I was out.
Yeah.
I ended up waiting around, but we ended up winning the ball challenge.
Yeah, that shit was lit. And then that car ride home was the most awkward car ride ever. We're stuck in like LA traffic. Everyone's like sunburnt and tired. And because we've been out there forever, we all took this Sprinter back to the house, and it was just dead silent because I think they all knew, like the 3 other contestants at the time made it very clear that like if they win, they're voting me off.
Yeah, so this challenge, like, you want your
So this saved you. This year.
Yeah, no, this was like if you won this, then you go to the final game, which we end up finding out was filmed in New York, live show. But I knew for sure, like if I didn't win this, I'm getting tossed.
Yeah.
So they made it very clear during the show, like during that episode, that they showed their cards. So the car ride home was so awkward. I'm just like sitting there like smiling, and like the one girl's crying in the back. I'm like, oh my God, this is awkward as hell.
who was crying?
Lila.
Okay.
Yeah.
Isn't that's who got voted off?
And then I voted her off. And she's my homie. Like I hang out with her still. Like she comes to the city when I was out in LA. Last month I saw her. But yeah, so she still gives me shit. She's like, "Yeah, you voted me off." I was like, "You would have voted me off too, though." So, but yeah, dude, it was what a funny experience.
So you ended up winning the show.
Yeah.
25 grand.
Yeah.
What
Well, I mean the win too. That was not. I had literally no idea. In my head, I was like, "I'm still gonna get a win."
Oh, because they did the
So
popular vote.
it was a live vote, right? So you had to like call in and press like a different number for each person. Am I making that up, or is that yeah?
Something like that. You have to submit
And
it.
like we're
coordinate
sitting at the Barstool HQ in Midtown, and like we're just sitting there, and like you have no idea, and it's so the tension, you could cut it with like a knife.
There.
And in my head, I was like, I'm still gonna get a win regardless if I win by doing the after party at my bar.
Yeah.
Because at least it's money coming to me and my people then,
Yeah.
So I organized this whole after party, blah, blah, blah. Of course, then when I actually win, it makes it look like it was set up. And I'm like, I would have done the party if Bran won or Aaliyah won. It doesn't matter. Like, I just wanted to get money one way or another.
Yeah.
So just worked out that it was me winning both.
Yeah.
So
25 grand. What'd you spend most of that money on?
what did I spend that money on?
No, it didn't go to your savings.
I mean, that night alone, I was popping bottles all around the city. Yeah. We went on a parade around the city like crazy. We came here. There was like everyone from Barstool came here. It was sick. Josh was here. Brianna, obviously. And then all of like the support was insane. We came here, party till like 2 a.m. here, went to somewhere nowhere, bought a table, popped a bunch of bottles, left there at 4, came back here, stayed here till like 8 in the morning, drinking. Like, it was crazy. It was like that day and night took years off my life. Yeah, it was nuts.
Remember one of the promises you made, like whenever we were out there, if I win this, we're gonna pop bottles, and it sounds like you pop bottles.
Well, yeah, I owe you a bottle for sure.
That's
So
what I did.
tomorrow I got you. Yeah,
Oh,
but
sick.
yeah,
Guilty by association. Heck
you
yeah.
reap the benefits. Yeah,
No,
of
but,
course.
that was part of we were like, all right, Noah's got this the bottle. We'll stay on this bottle for as long as we can.
Yeah, I was telling everyone, I'll take you to Delilah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah.
It's like, I'll take you to Delilah if you win this.
Now we're here at Sugar Fun.
Then you started singing "Hey There, Delilah." You're like, you can't. None of that.
Yeah, all in all, for you, obviously a wild week, and
Yeah.
it's pretty cool to just see a reality TV show from the behind the scenes type deal and get a little glimpse of it all. But ended up working out in your favor.
Yeah, big time. Wasn't expecting it, but happy it, happened the way it did.
So with the success, the win, like any thoughts of doing a Big Brother or any other big time reality
Yeah.
show?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I definitely, I think if a show comes about that it makes sense fit wise, I would do it. Like, one of the guys I was on the show with, he just did a round on Football Island. It's not really my game.
I think
Yeah.
you would kill like Survivor or Big Brother.
Yeah, like ideally, right? I go on a show that is reminiscent of like 2010 Jersey Shore type vibe,
Okay.
like, or something around that time,
Yeah.
where it's like a real world,
I got you. Yeah.
where you can be authentically you in a house and they're just videotaping you, and like maybe they instigate some drama here and there. But instead of me going on like a dating show, which I feel like Love is Blind or like that's kind of corny. Like, I'd rather just go on something where I could do me, I could party, I could, if they want us to work like they did in those old Real Worlds, yeah, we'll do that. But I feel like that way it kind of really shows the true you to the audience. Whereas I feel like the people that are on, these dating shows today, I feel like it's one big facade. And I know so many people on them, the way they present themselves on camera is not even close. And I mean, that is part of the, I'd say the experience of being on a reality show. You can kind of recreate yourself however you want. But
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I would rather be authentic.
I think like your character and like your ability to like get following, like people just like see you as like a figure, right? Like they believe in you, I guess is the way to put it. Like Big Brother, like you're a physical threat, obviously, and you have the social skills to make alliances and lie and cheat and steal whatever you can. Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's probably a lot of people out there that are good at the game, but I think you have a good shot at that one.
I appreciate it.
With the background, you already won a reality show, you won a bar, like throw up a casting video, like a little 3-minute video yourself, just talking about your life. I think and you probably have connections.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could give it a go.
I'd watch the shit out of it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
So that's like the big question too, is like you talked about it, like there's a little bit of drama in the reality show. And like obviously when we see the aired version of it, we can see the drama that they probably instigate intentionally to like make the episode interesting. But like, is there stuff that actually truly occurs off camera that they don't show and then they kind of give us the juiciest portions and that's legit, or is all of it mostly like built up for
I'd
excitement?
say, yeah, I mean, I definitely think they instigated a lot, but I think they, that was like real. That was the most drama filled week ever. I mean, like, still Liz does not fuck with me. And like,
Because you won?
yeah, I think
Other
she
drama?
also thought I was like, she thought it was like a rigged and blah, 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 blah. She went on her TikTok to say that, which is crazy, but it's definitely not. Like, if you made it past, the first or second day, it was not rigged. Brianna hated me on the show. They did not want me to win. So, it's crazy. But yeah, there was definitely just so much drama all the time, nonstop. Like, everyone was scheming 24/7. So it was definitely real. But I mean, it's nice because coming out of the show, like I still talk to Brand Flakes, I still talk to Aaliyah, I still talk to Lila, Brad. What a character. He, we did not realize how many mutual friends we have, which is crazy. because I do a lot of stuff with Penn State. So he's a Penn State alum. It's nuts the amount of people that come up to me and are like, oh, you're friends with Brad. Like, oh, you were on the show with Brad. Like, it's crazy. So Brad I still talk to. And then Connor, he was the one that was just on Fuckboy Island. I mean, I talk to him still, but he just doesn't live here. So it's kind of, he's
tough.
very Midwestern. So it's a little tough. But yeah, I still talk to the majority of the people. It's good.
Yeah, it's kind of like a true kind of friendship building experience.
Trauma bonding.
Trauma bonding.
Yeah, it's trauma bonding, dude.
That's the best way.
It was drama for sure.
Yeah.
Like, I guess like how did you like hear about the show, and how did you like kind of go through the casting process? How did they get you out there?
Yeah, so I mean, Brianna told me, I am friends with her, so
You knew her like prior to the show.
yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, whatever. But she told me, she was like,
She still didn't want you to win?
no, because she knew. She said it was like, it's gonna look bad if you're on the show because we're friends. Like, people are gonna think that
True, yeah.
I pushed you on. When in reality, I did more casting than anyone else to get on that show, because the producers were purposely trying to ensure that it was not just because I was friends with her,
Yeah, no bias or anything
Yeah,
like that.
and like it's me, Bree, and Grace. Like, they're two of my best friends. So, I was with them in South Carolina for her college tour. It was me, Bree, Grace, Josh, Bryce Hall. Like, it was a crazy crew of people, and we were just going nuts partying down there. And she was like, "Oh yeah, I think I'm getting a reality show. Like, you should cast for it." And I was like, "All right, I'll cast." Sent me the link to cast, and I was like, "All right, we're actually doing this." And now I thought, in my head, I was like, "You can't just put me on the show." She's like, "No, you have to cast." So I was like, "Damn, all right, this is yeah." So then I cast, and I create this whole casting video. I end up tattooing the Takis logo with Barstool stars around it on my leg on the casting video. Yeah, I was like, guys, this is how much I'm fucking committed to be on the show. I will tattoo my body with the Takis logo.
Survivor,
Yeah, no, it's crazy. They think you're a lunatic, but it works. So I did that. And then, like I said, I had like the three other, like, after I submitted that casting video, it was just so over the top, so douchey, so ridiculous. I had like a meeting with just the producers. Then I had a meeting with the producers, Bree. Then I had a meeting with another casting person. And then they're like, "Yeah, you're doing it."
Yeah.
It's like, all right, fuck it. Let's do it.
Let's go.
But they don't tell you anything. You don't even know what the show is.
Yeah.
Like, no clue. You don't even know the name of the show.
So it's just like, yeah, cast for this. Like, it could have been.
It could have been fuck all.
Love
I
is
have
Blind,
no
yeah.
idea. No clue. They don't even tell you the name when you were casting. It was just casting for a Barstool reality TV show, which is nuts because like
now the level of getting it tattooed on your leg now kind of shows how
crazy
insane that is. Right?
That's nuts, dude. But what's the Barstool show where it's like Fear Factor?
Yeah, the
What is it?
talking about it's like a combination of
Barstool Outdoors? No.
Yeah, something like that.
Whatever. Grace was just on it, but like that one, if they put me on that one, I would have quit and I would not have gone. I'm being dead serious. It's gnarly. They're eating like cockroaches and jumping out of planes and shit. And I'm like, that's not for me. I would have not done that.
Disgusting.
Yeah, no, I would have not done that.
I'm talking about a plane, not eating cockroach.
No way. Absolutely not. I can't. It's like the insects and all that. No.
Yeah. So how'd you had to eat the spider?
I wouldn't have done it. I would have been cooked. I mean, I would have tried, but I would have thrown up and then I would have failed. I would have thrown up for sure.
Yeah. Most people
The spiders are, ugh.
I killed one in my basement yesterday.
Yeah.
eat it.
I did not eat it. Wasn't even thinking about it.
Dude, that's,
Is it dead?
I think it was
it was dead, but it's like perfectly positioned to look.
Okay.
It was like sitting up perfect.
Yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, it was just good. Liz ate that and she had little chunks of tarantula.
Just the fur, just
Like literally like little piece of tarantula around. She ate it like well too. Yeah.
oh yeah.
That's your stint on your reality life, and
Yeah.
maybe we'll get a future at it. Who knows?
I mean, yeah,
We'll see what happens.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
It was so much fun.
But that's kind of how we kind of got here with Sucker Punch.
Mhm.
While it's out there, we connected. We're getting to know each other. And dude, like I got a big thing going on back at not like I'm here right now, but like in a week from today, my bar opens up in New York.
Yeah.
You have your own bar. I mean, it opens in a week and you're here.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy.
It was a horrible timing. It was like, oh man, it was like the worst timing ever. It was so stressful because we were working, my partners and I, on opening this place up for probably a year before that. And, permitting, liquor license and this and that just takes a long time, right? So we finally got the opportunity to open. So obviously we're going to take it. Just so happened to fall the same time as the reality TV show. So it was just so stressful. It was like I didn't have my phone the whole time. And
you said it before that they took your phone away. You couldn't.
Yeah, so I couldn't communicate. But my partners were like, they supported it. They were like, this will be good for us long term because, if I gain notoriety, the bar gains notoriety type of thing. It's kind of a win-win. So they still supported it, but it was difficult. that was a nightmare.
I just had a crazy flashback back to the reality show real quick. They threw all your clothes in the freaking pool.
Yeah, I had no clothes. So I threw my clothes in the pool.
Yeah, for the challenge.
For the challenge, yeah, I chucked it off the balcony. But so my whole suitcase filled with, bro. And before I went on this trip, I went to Kith. I bought like thousands of dollars worth of nice stuff. I was Kith, Supreme. Like I bought a bunch of cool shit.
Yeah.
Soaked it in a chlorine pool. Like I was like, come on, man.
Do or die, though, right?
Everything, yeah. My suitcase broke too. They ended up buying me a new suitcase, but broke in the pool. It was like,
yeah.
I chucked it off a really high up balcony.
The house was sick. Yeah.
House was sick. Apparently, it was what's his name? Sean King? No, yeah, Sean Kingston. It was his house. Yeah.
Yeah.
He just like
Apparently,
rented it out.
and it was the house from La La Land.
Yeah, I remember hearing that.
In the beginning of La La Land, they show like a party scene. That was the house, which was really cool.
Yeah.
Sick house,
Yeah, they had like a gym in the backyard and everything. It was cool.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
That's just flashback.
Yeah.
Like, over, but yeah.
Yeah.
So, you're going through all this stuff like the week before. You're stressing the shit out, obviously. You want to win the game show, but you want the bar to be successful because that's longer term. Like, how did you balance the two?
I kind of didn't. I was just going with it, man. Like, there's nothing you could do at that point, right? Like, I already committed to this, so I'm going to put all my effort into this. And as soon as this is done, whether I get out on the first day or make it all the way through to the end, I'm going to do this first, and then I'm going to come out and do the bar. And I have the best partners, so they got it done, and everything was lined up, and came back, and it was open. It was sick.
Yeah,
it was sick. And then honestly, too, I came back, and Josh flew back too, and he came to the opening party, which was awesome. Brought a bunch of his crew with him, and he posted on his Instagram and shit too, which makes a big impact. Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Yeah, he's a good guy for that.
But the name of the bar, Sucker Punch. So follow on Instagram, Sucker Punch NYC. Where did the idea come from? Like, how did you think of Sucker Punch and the theme of the bar?
Yeah, so I'm a big UFC boxing fan myself, and I used to bet a lot, right? So I would gamble a lot on the fights. I feel like there's nothing quite like gambling on two elite athletes kicking the shit out of each other in a cage. That's like some of the most
primal.
Yeah, it's primal instinct. Like it's sick. And I used to go to I went to Vegas with a bunch of my friends, and we saw John Jones fight, and we were gambling heavy on the fight. I remember being like, "This is so much fun, right?" It's just like barbaric, call it whatever you want. It's fucking sick. So I would go to this bar pre-COVID called Stacks in the Upper East Side, and it was just like the best watch experience ever because not many people in the city show the fights. So it's very unique. Like the way they work for commercial spaces is you have to pay. No, so for me as a bar, if I want to show the fight, I pay whatever dollar amount the promotional company wants to charge, times it by your legal fire capacity, and that's how much the fight costs, right? So it's talk about a racket.
Yeah.
So
capacity 500 people, multiply that times whatever.
So like for here, like $175 people is my legal fire capacity here, right? So they'll do so they'll do 175 people here. They'll be like, oh, it's a Conor McGregor fight. We're gonna charge it $30 a person. Now you do 30 times 175, whatever it is. But so typically like the fight this Saturday is gonna be 1,050 for me. To show the fight, yeah. Okay. But like McGregor fights are like $3,000. The what's it called? Ryan Garcia fight is like $2,500 next week. So they can just make up a number and they're just charging you whatever.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't show it because of that cost, right? People are cheap. So, but I come to realize like there's such a market for this. UFC is the fastest growing sport.
Love that shit.
All over the world, people love that shit.
Maybe second to pickleball right now.
Yeah, is it?
I don't know. Just taking the world by storm right now.
It is, bro.
The old 70 and up.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
But then on top of that, right, like there's no off season. So my thesis on why, this sports bar would be more successful than other sports bars is like if you're a sports bar surrounded around football, like you build your whole brand around football, you only have football season to really capitalize on that.
Yeah.
Whereas this, I'll be in the middle of the summer when most sports bars are dead, and I'll be still doing sold out UFC watch parties.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting.
That's some good strategy right there.
Thank you.
And like the other thing is like if you're the one bar, like on this block, you got 4 other bars, competitors, too cheap to pay for the fight. You're the one bar. People want to come watch it in this neighborhood, and they're like, "Oh, sucker punch."
Do you know what's crazy though too? It's gotten so big now for the fights. Half the people that come here, not even from Manhattan, they're coming from Brooklyn, they're coming from Staten Island, they're coming from Queens.
Damn.
They're coming from all the other boroughs because it's just where literally like the screen behind us is the biggest. I'd say the biggest screen in Manhattan outside of like MSG.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you're watching like, insane UFC cards on it. It's crazy. And then what I'll do is too, like I kind of got inspiration from Stacks. I mean, they're closed down now, but I'll have a DJ on. He'll be like a true New York open format DJ. So he's playing like hip hop and reggaeton and like some house music in between the fights. So it's keeping it like a party.
Yeah. Keeping the
The
energy going.
vibe is insane. So like you're in here, you're drinking, you're partying, you're having fun. But then you're watching the fight, and then you're like, now I'm back to drinking, partying, having fun, back to the fight. And it's like, we'll play the fight sound too. So you're getting a full, on these speakers, it's crazy. Like,
Talk like the full combination of like, just like the most popular thing in the world right now is like drinking and partying. Everybody loves to do that. And then UFC fights, like you said, the fast sport. Like, you can't
It's insane.
put things together.
you'll see tomorrow. But we'll do, every time it makes me die laughing when Bruce Buffer goes, and it's time. Every single person in here does it with him, and they scream, bro. It sounds like you're at the arena.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds like you're at the arena. I've never experienced something like it. Like when Ilia Topuria was fighting the Georgian dude. This whole bar was filled with old Georgian men chanting like we were at a soccer game, like a Euro soccer game. Like they're doing like these crazy chants all together. That was what was going on here. I had like chills because I was like, this is the fucking coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
And they're spending money. They're buying so many drinks, getting fucked up, partying. Like just, oh man, it was such a insane experience. So I'm imagining tomorrow is going to be pretty special. Yeah.
That's going to feel pretty good too. So like you talked about your thesis, the whole plan for the bar, the concept, and you kind of see the fruit bear right there.
Yeah.
And
It's
you're like,
cool.
Like, heck yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's insane. I mean, the first time we had, I do a lot of alumni events. So like I'll partner with Tulane Alumni Association, Penn State, a lot like Florida, and we'll do watch parties for whatever sport. Yeah. We'll do stuff like that. So, like, you know, the first time I had a sold out, it was like a Penn State football game. I remember just looking around. I was like, yo, this is making me emotional seeing this place packed out and everyone's chanting. It was cool. It was really, really special.
So you kind of answered two questions I was going to ask in like the same time, but one of them was like, what sport/team like draws the biggest pull of the bar each night? You said it was UFC, right? Like,
Yeah, by
you
far.
have, like a fighter that people come out for the most.
No, it's not really the fighter. It's kind of the demo that follows.
Yeah.
So it's like I said for Ilya, it was like all the Georgian guys, right? But then you'll have like a Brazilian fighter. The whole place will be full of Brazilian dudes. Like it's like when Cheeto was here, it was like mad Ecuadorian guys going crazy. It's sick though, because like everyone's rallying behind like their yeah. And that's why I'm saying it. Like it almost feels like Latin American soccer vibe or a European soccer vibe. Like it's like you get that very unique intensity with a sporting event that I don't think you really find too often in the U.S.
So what would be the vibe tomorrow night at UFC 300?
I don't know. People love Poton here. Like, people go crazy for him. We'll see. The card is just so stacked. I feel like every walk of life is going to be in here. It's going to be a melting pot tomorrow for sure. I know. Coming out of the woodwork, dude. I watched her get knocked out in UFC Las Vegas, the John Jones fight I went to. She got knocked out by Amanda Nunes.
Yeah.
I don't think she's ever been the same since. It sounded like two pieces of wood clacking together, and it was her getting head kicked on the ground.
You could hear that in the arena.
Yo, let me tell you, if you've never been to a UFC fight,
Yeah.
go to a UFC fight, and you will be mind blown. It is the disparity, first off, in wealth when you're in there is mind blowing. You see people of
Going right around the ring, right?
you see like the richest of the rich sitting around the ring. Then you see, I was sitting up high, but like you're looking around, you're like, oh, okay, you got average people up here. So you're seeing like the full scale of I'd say wealth, but then on top of that, it is dead silent in the arena. People are so locked in on these two individuals. Like, it is so crazy to me. Like, you could hear a pin drop, and then all of a sudden it's like you hear the smack, and then the place goes nuts. It was that same card was Ben Askren versus Jorge Masvidal, when Jorge knocked him out with a flying knee in like, what was it, like 4 seconds or 5 seconds? I was at that card.
Yeah.
And I'm talking, when he got knocked out, buckets of chicken were getting thrown. Like, people are throwing, like, it was like, like fries, like absolute drinks. We're throwing beers down. Like, it was crazy. That was one of the most insane, like, live sporting events I've ever been to in my life. Yeah.
You want to rub off on you.
306, September 14th, I think. It's set in the Sphere in Vegas.
Yeah, it's insane.
That's crazy.
I'm curious how the logistics are going to work. Where are they actually fighting? Like, on the, like.
Yeah, so there's a Dana White was on a podcast just briefly. He was like saying he doesn't know the full logistics yet, but he knows it's going to happen. Like
Yeah.
he said. So, I mean, like, think about the screen in the background, like the.
Yeah, but what are they going to put on the screen? The fighters?
Outside, yeah.
Yeah.
You just watch it from your hotel.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you're saying on the outside? You're driving down the road, you're watching the fight? Yeah.
They had the massive indoor screen too.
Yeah.
He was talking about it. I don't know if on the screen, like what we have on the audio, like how we're going to stage the fight, because like one side of it's a big screen, the other side's fans. So he was saying like he might throw the other side of it up as like just a mirror, basically image of the fans, so it feels like it's an arena.
Oh, that's cool.
But I mean, that place sits like 18,000, which is basically what the UFC arena in Vegas sits. It's a pretty similar.
Interesting.
Pretty similar size capacity.
Yeah, that's going to be
I think that's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity right there.
100%. I couldn't agree more. That, and
Get into it, so.
yeah, I mean, maybe we'll meet you out there. Yeah. Oh,
It's
man.
crazy what they're turning Vegas into. I mean, it kind of always was this like this showy town of like, obviously everyone bring your money, come gamble here or whatever. But like, you've got the Raiders that just moved there.
Yeah.
And I think they want to bid for a basketball team, or at least they're in a bid for to have an NBA team there. And then
Baseball,
they just got baseball, right? They're just
Who?
building out.
athletics.
Oh, yeah? So they're
Yeah.
taking all the Oakland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that makes sense,
Yeah,
right?
it makes sense.
Yeah,
The
but
athletics, they're going to play like in like a 5,000, 7,000 capacity stadium.
Yeah.
For a year or two.
people are pissed about it, right?
While they're building the Vegas stadium.
Really?
They're playing in a 7,000 capacity stadium.
Yeah.
No fans, so it makes sense. But like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't
It'll
know.
still be empty.
I don't know a single person that's in athletics. I mean, we're also on the East Coast, but still. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
it's crazy though. Imagine how small that thing's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like imagine being like the Rangers or the Red Sox, Yankees traveling to Oakland.
Oh, it's insane.
To play in a 7,000.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Yankees are crushing.
I'm excited about that.
Me too.
It's-
You a Yankee fan?
I'm a Yankee fan. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Hot take. I hate baseball.
Yeah.
It's fun to go to in person. Sucks watching.
Oh, you can't watch it on
Can't
TV.
watch it. Only time that I've ever had like a hype experience watching it on TV was I actually did. The Yankees went to the postseason, not this past season, the season before.
Yeah.
We did a watch party in here for it. It was fucking sick.
Yeah.
Everyone was going nuts. But besides that,
We didn't expect to make it.
Yeah,
That
I
was the
know.
crazy
Yeah.
thing. So
but besides that, it's just like, yeah. But I am definitely a Yankees fan for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we asked another guest, or at least we probably talked about it before, but it's like kind of like you played college football, you said, right?
Yeah.
And so like football was your sport. Maybe you played other sports, but it for me personally, it's very tough to sit and unless I'm going to a bar to watch a main event or something. It's very tough for me to sit and just watch a regular season game,
Oh, it's brutal.
whatever sport it is, right? And
Yeah.
We've said that it's like the competitor in us that like now I just don't care that much.
Yeah, I think for me, it sounds bad, but gambling ruined it for me.
Yeah.
Like, bro, gambling ruined it. Like, if I don't, and I don't gamble anymore, but it's like, if I like didn't have money on a game, I was like, I don't care. But then I'll find myself invested in Russian tennis at fucking 2 a.m. Like sitting in my apartment screaming at the TV like my life is depending on it. But you know, it's just like, what am I doing, man? So yeah.
Money on sports like changes things. Like it adds a whole other like adrenaline rush to the game.
Oh my god, you have skin in the game. Yeah, you feel invested for sure.
But kind of get back to the bar talk. Like,
can I grab a water real quick, dude? Yeah.
What's a snowflake machine? Is it like a smoke machine, but snowflakes?
That
we'll be on tomorrow.
I can use that thing once a year. Damn, I dented the hell out of this. I collabed with Atlantic Records for a SantaCon party. We heard of SantaCon?
Yeah.
Maybe.
So SantaCon's like a big thing where they like everyone dresses up as Santa, and it's like all day rowdy drinking fest.
It's like bar crawls.
Yeah, bar crawls around the city. It's for a charity. What I'm pretty sure it started for, but now it's just turned into a shit show.
Yeah.
But basically, I partnered with Atlantic Records, and it was probably the best party I've ever thrown in my life. Not even exaggerating. It was like insane. We had like 1,300 RSVPs.
What?
Yeah.
At a capacity of 175?
Yeah. So I'm like, how the fuck is this going to happen? I was like, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Atlantic Records did like collab merch, collab shirts. They bought a bunch of stuff for the bar. They gave me a budget to decorate the place. So we went full Santa. Like, I'd blow up Santas. I had lights everywhere, Christmas trees. And then I was like, fucking, I'm going to buy a snow machine. they're like, are you sure? I was like, I'm buying a snow machine. Yo, what a hit. I could show you guys, but if you want to see it, or it was, it was probably the coolest thing. Middle of the bar. Like, what the hell?
Good thing you bought the snow machine, man.
Pretty well now.
It didn't stick to the ground. Yeah. I think it's made of like soap, but it looked good for like,
the whole top half.
Well, so when this thing is spraying, the fans are blowing it, and it's just like,
keeping it up.
Yeah, it was. It was so cool, bro.
Was that even the intent, or just like lucky? It just worked out. So
just worked out like
fantastic.
That,
You like fucking buy a snow machine.
Okay, I'm buying a snow machine there. All right.
That's our quote for this episode.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'm buying a snow machine.
So one thing we try to do is like kind of get guests like if they want to open a bar, they have inspired to open a bar, or anything like that, like kind of like give them little nuggets or tips like that. So what question we had, you already answered it a little bit, but kind of go into more depth. Like there's so many bars, so many restaurants in New York that like we could go to at any time of day or whatever, any weekend, whatever it might be. Like how do you make Sucker Punch stand out? Like just like total like UFC and things like that, but like what keeps Sucker Punch?
Yeah, I'd say probably the best thing I have done thus far for like I'd say the bar, but I think in the bigger picture, building a brand is just keeping up with the social media. Really shows you how social media is key. Like I hired these two twins, Lily and Lizzie, and they are fantastic. And it was probably the best investment I've ever made. And I hired these two girls, Ivy League girls. They run this social media company. And it's just consistency. So we're just, they run all my social media. Yeah. So they like, our reels do numbers too. Like I'm reaching like, I think at the peak was like almost 700,000 accounts all the way down to like now we average at like 200,000 accounts off a 5,000 account follower.
Yeah.
So we only have 5,000 followers, but yet I'm still reaching 200,000 accounts a week.
Yeah.
How does that make sense? Right? Because we're just cranking reels, content all day, content. And, on a firsthand basis, I've come to realize like I see the results happening because like I'll be here and I'll be like, I love asking people how they found us, how they hear about us, what made them come in. And it's like, oh yeah, we saw you on social, like we saw you on TikTok, I saw you on Reels, got an ad. So it's just really staying on top of that. I think that's what keeps people coming back in. Yeah.
Just a consistent post of whatever that's going on.
Yeah. being consistent.
It's insane. It's changed the whole game for any industry you want to be in, right?
Yeah.
But specifically something like this where you are here to entertain on a daily basis. So like you have to stay relevant every single day. And it's like social media to, sure you have a hired marketing team, but it's essentially free advertising.
Yeah.
So if you have someone that knows what they're doing, it can literally build exponentially and help out. And that's how you get the 5,000 follower count to 700,000 views.
Yeah, 100%. And like we reach out to food bloggers and, other influencers, and, you trade them dinner or brunch or, an experience. Like you give them a free table for a UFC fight, and in exchange, they post about their experience here authentically. And, if you're confident in your brand and what you're actually putting out there, it's going to be a good experience for them, and they're going to want to post it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. That's the way to do it right there.
Yeah. Other people's audience, share that you get their audience to tap into their audience and build.
And it's an exponential growth then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at our 70 followers, whatever we got.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's go. It all counts.
Yeah. Do what we can.
Yeah.
I guess we can kind of like nick this kind of where you kind of like to do, like get into the financial kind of stuff, if that's okay with you, like if you're comfortable talking about kind of finances. If not, we don't have to touch it at all.
I mean,
you don't have to say anything that'll get you in trouble with your partners or whatever, but it's kind of like if someone wants to start a bar, like they have this concept like, oh, I want to mimic Sucker Punch, but I have my own spin to it. What would it take? So you talked about already the year before you even opened, you were going through a permitting process. And like New York City is going to be different than, Austin is still a large metro, but probably that process would be kind of different. Not necessarily all the same, but.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to go into like actual numbers of what it costs. But I would say, right, it always costs more than you anticipate.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
So, everything always takes longer and it always costs more.
So whatever number you look up on Safari.
Yeah. Add another 100,000 to it. Yeah. At least. So, I mean, look, it's just, every market's different. Every bar is going to be different. Every situation is going to be different. I'm very lucky. I signed this bar during COVID. I got a great deal on the rent. And I think timing the market is more important than time in the market, right? If you can time, make a good deal, I think it's way more important than just owning a bar for longer, if that makes sense.
Yeah, like opening up a bar because
you can,
right? And then, but nobody's coming in. There's no how you're supposed to operate, right? There's no revenue.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, and I guess so. You found this deal on COVID. Like, were you actively shopping for a bar? Like, you had this plan, like you said.
Yeah. So I mean, I wasn't. I was actually I was kind of fucking off, just partying, like doing what I was doing. I was throwing, other events, and at the time I was actually in Tulum, and I was living there with two of my boys, just partying.
Yeah.
And it was an insane time, and COVID was different for everyone, but for me, it kind of changed my life. And I came up with this idea, and I pitched it to my now partner, who was like, yo, I have these people who are looking to invest in a sports bar concept. Can I bring it to them? And I said, yeah, of course. He brought it to those people. He was like, all right, they want to meet you, fly back from, Mexico. So I came back, and then they had the space picked out. So they were looking at the space already. And this space sat vacant for, I want to say 2 years prior to us coming to tour it. And that was at, not more middle to tail end of COVID. So it was vacant for a long time. It was a piece of shit in here. It was completely white box. There was nothing in here. It was garbage everywhere, just disgusting, rats, roaches. Like, it was.
Were you kind of like questioning, okay, what the fuck is this?
No, because I mean, realistically, like a good construction crew, it didn't take long, the actual construction. It was just, it's hard to, I think, envision something when it's that empty. You have to like really, like commit and like believe in your vision to see it through.
Yeah,
it's pretty trippy. We posted a couple of TikToks. Had the social media girls post it, but basically I found my pre-construction footage of the space, and like we did transitions. Yo, it's the craziest thing ever. Like seeing the place pre-construction to what it is now is very, very, very crazy for me to see. Like, you know, you can dream and think of all these different, you know, businesses in your head, but when you actually see it come to life on such a scale, you know, and this place is small compared to some in New York City, but still it's like, it's crazy to me.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So speaking on that, then, like, I mean, 175 is actually still a pretty decent sized bar in New York City.
It's 3,400 square feet. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, like, you can think of, like, oh, well, we don't have a second floor. This bar over here has a second
Yeah.
floor. So what are your expansion plans? Do you have any, or just kind of like, hey, let's streamline this for now?
Yeah, I think realistically, you know, I want to just focus on this and making it the best we can be, right? Like, there's still so much I'm learning about operating. You know, I'm a partner, a founding partner, whatever you want to call it. Like, it's my baby, but I'm very much hands-on. I'm here every single day. I moved in up the street, you know. I'm here literally. Yeah. I'm here all the time. I quit my accounting job. I do this full-time. This is the only thing I do. So for me, it's like I want to focus on this, and then once we get it to a place where we feel comfortable and we can scale, then we scale down south. I think it's kind of like the I'd say the direction. This concept around fighting, around, you know, a lively sports bar. It's similar to like a Bottled Blonde in Miami. They have one in Texas. Yeah. So it's like it's similar to that, but I'd say it's a little more less clubby, more approachable as a bar.
Yeah.
It's kind of that happy medium. So I think this concept would do really well in like a Fort Lauderdale, Texas, Arizona vibe. New York, it's, you know, we're still navigating, figuring it out. So.
Yeah. So would you franchise Sucker Punch, or would you create just a similar theme, but
I think I would just
have an umbrella brand?
Not franchise it, but just open up another one. I wouldn't want to give it to anyone.
True, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's you have to like the quality control of it, because even here, right? Like, you know, George, my manager, he's fantastic, and we really pride ourselves on having good food, especially for being a sports bar. So it's like the quality control of every little thing. I'm in here like on his ass all the time about like, this sauce doesn't taste right. This burger is overcooked. This. Like, yeah, I've like super OCD. So I'm just very like on him. So we need to get to a point where I feel comfortable to leave this and know that it's going to get done to the standard I want it to before I can leave to go to another place and open up another one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, you're gonna have to split time at first, and then
and I mean I'm excited for that. I'm 27, so it's like
Plenty of time.
yeah, so it could be fun moving down to Texas or Arizona. Yeah,
yeah, man,
be a good time. So yeah,
you got a spot in New York when you come up.
Exactly. I do
When
a
it's
little
cold to go down to Miami.
Exactly. Give me an excuse to
Bring the snow machine down there. They've never seen anything like that before.
I'll blow their minds down there with that snow machine. Yeah.
So you mentioned kind of a partner, but is it like, so is it you majority owner? Or
Yeah, so I have 3 partners. So, and then we have a bunch of small LPs is what they're referred to as, limited partners. They're investors. So basically, it's me and my one partner. We own 50. And then my other 2 partners, they own, what would it be, 20. And then a bunch of small people own a collective 30.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
this way the thought process is, you know, you get a bunch of people investing 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, whatever they put in. But to them, that gets them on your team, right? So now instead of you just having 4 people pushing it, now I have 34 people pushing it, and 34 people all sharing a common goal. It makes it a lot easier to achieve that goal.
They're sending their friends.
Exactly.
Hey,
Yeah.
this bar, like,
I'm an owner, and everyone says I'm an owner. Oh, that's good. Yeah, you are. So, but it's like, you know, it's good. And yeah, because I want them to say that, because then it like makes them feel like the same thing when we were talking about gambling. Like, you know, you have skin in the game, so you want that team to win. They have skin in the game now. They're putting their money where their mouth is. Like, they're okay. I put in, you know, $50,000. I want this place to fucking succeed.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting tactic for raising money, but I think it's pretty standard in hospitality, at least. That's kind of how a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess kind of background. Like you said, you were an accountant to school for, I'm guessing, accounting. Did you always have a thought like in the back of your mind, like I'm gonna bar one day? Or, like,
Not even close, bro. No, I threw a lot of parties in college. I just partied. I like partying. It's fun. So, yeah, I don't know. I was I actually studied finance, but I got a job offer from KPMG right out of school. So I was like, sick firm. You know, I'm Big Four. I took it. It's very cushy, and it's safe. I moved to the city. And actually, before I started my job, I had like a 8-month window from when I moved to the city to when I started my job. I couldn't afford my rent, but I still signed my lease for that whole time. And it was $2,000 a month. And I was like, me and my roommate, he started his job right away. So he's like fine paying the rent, but I'm like, I can't afford my half. So I was like, what the fuck am I about to do for this whole time? I got a job as a bar back in the Upper East Side. And I was doing that. And I kind of got in and I was like, wait, I kind of like this. This is, I've never worked in a restaurant. I always did other odd manual labor jobs growing up, like, more like maintenance stuff, not actually service industry. So for me, it kind of broke the seal of being in a restaurant. And just the energy, the vibe, like just everything about it, I loved. But then I went and worked my accounting job and hated it. And I did that for 2.5 years. And then COVID happened and I was like, this shit sucks. I moved back to my parents' house in Jersey. Because of COVID here, like I had an apartment I was paying rent on, but I wasn't living here because COVID was so bad at the time. No one knew what was going on. Yeah. So I'm living in my parents' basement and I'm doing accounting and it was fucking awful. Like the only reason I really did the job was I wanted to travel and there was a lot of travel opportunity with the job because I was doing international tax. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of my clients are in Hong Kong and they're in all over the world. And then it ended up just me fucking doing taxes in my parents' basement. I was like, this sucks. So yeah, I quit and then didn't really have a plan. And I started throwing watch parties for UFC in Brooklyn at Airbnbs. So I would rent an Airbnb that was like 3 stories. Yeah. And 3, 4, 5-story Airbnbs. And they would be like, $4K a night. I would rent it for a night, but they'd have a movie theater in the basement. And I'd do a pop-up watch party in the basement. And I'd pay people to come, and I'd just buy a $70 pay-per-view. Yeah. And I'd pay people to come, and then all these hot girls would come and do this whole thing. And we'd be throwing these parties, and it was sick. Like, me and my friends were like, this is fucking awesome. And then that kind of started me on this idea of, wait, I might have something here.
A bigger scale.
Yeah. It's literally this, just on a bigger scale. Yeah. Yeah.
So just kind of dive into that a little bit, like, so were you charging people to come at the door? Or
yeah. No, I was charging them.
Okay. Yeah,
but you had a guest list that you had come specifically that would attract other people to come.
Yeah, I mean, I would have all my friends come. Like, my boys would go there, and then we would just like sit on Hinge.
Just swipe. Hey, party tonight.
Party tonight, because this is in that weird in between stage of when COVID was like, people are going out, people are not going out, some people are partying, some people aren't. Yeah. Some people don't believe in it, some people do. Like, it was like this whole thing. And I was like, whether it's real or not, I don't care. I just want to fucking party. So I just started. But it was like, it wasn't in when it was really, really bad. It was towards the tail end. Yeah. And I think this is when people started getting more comfortable going out again. So I started throwing these parties, and it was just, people still didn't really have a lot to do because the clubs weren't back to full because they were very regulated. Yeah. I'm throwing, fucking house party basically in Brooklyn and
shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah. And then from that, actually, the guy checked his cameras in the Airbnb.
That was my next question.
And he was like, I thought I was cooked. I was like, oh, he caught me. But then he was like, I see what you're doing. Like, do you want to rent my warehouse? So I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Yeah. So he let me rent his warehouse, and it's actually the first time I've ever told this on camera. But he let me rent.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, he let me rent his warehouse, and I threw my birthday party there, and it was madness, man, like insane. And then I started throwing other parties there, and it just kind of took off. And then that was kind of like my intro into nightlife.
Yeah. So, I mean, renting Airbnb, like you said, you kind of got lucky that he wasn't that. Like,
Yeah, it was the most like
insane liability right there. Right?
for me or him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I mean, what's the worst that happens to me though? Like I get banned on Airbnb.
They charge you a fee or something.
Yeah.
I guess that's true.
You already made money that night?
Mm-mm.
No?
No, because you want to know why? This is a well-known thing, but basically, I fucking my friends still laugh about this shit. I have a vendetta against Dan Hooker, the UFC fighter.
Yeah.
I hope Dan Hooker. I don't even want to put it out there, but I hate this man, right?
Yeah.
And basically, that night I was telling all these girls, like, come to this party, come to this party, come to this party. It's Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler. I'm so confident that Dan Hooker is going to beat the shit out of Michael Chandler. I put 20 grand on Dan Hooker.
That night? Yeah.
And he gets knocked out in 4 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh.
5 seconds, whatever.
Yeah.
Michael Chandler just gives him a quick little hook and knocks him out. And all of these people are here to watch
That
me
fight.
win it was 20 to win like 25,000 or 25 to win 20,000, whatever it was. And I lost.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, in my head, I'm doing boy math. I'm like, I hit this bet. It pays for the case of Ace of Spades I bought. It pays for the $4,000 Airbnb. It pays for, nope, 30 grand in the hole.
Yeah. Straight off the bat.
30 grand in the hole. I was like, oh my.
I need to sign up for a reality TV show at this point.
I was sick. I was like, I can't believe this just happened. Ended up being a sick party. I was like, DJ, play the fucking song. It was dead silent in there. It was just so awkward. It was like,
they didn't gamble really. Maybe some of them did, but like they were there for you. Like let's ride the shit out, and then it loses. And
like everyone's gonna sweat the bet with me.
Yeah.
You know?
do it, and now that's like, oh,
Nah, we're in the movie theater in the basement, and I'm like, this is.
are you sick?
I was literally like, I'm sick right now. And my boy had the bottle of Ace of Spades. I'm just standing there like, he still pops.
You want me to
He's
open
like,
it
"Here
still?
you go." Like, fuck, I should have returned it. Like, oh man, it was brutal.
Nah, you got to enjoy that, right?
Yeah.
Feel it out.
You got to take it on the chin. I mean, I'm a fucking idiot for gambling that's why I don't gamble anymore.
Yeah.
But
That's a hefty. So
it was a hefty bet.
what's the? Are you willing to share the largest bet you've placed and largest bet you've won
That was the largest bet I've placed, and then I lost it.
and lost it all?
Yeah, I mean, there's times where I've hit like, 11 grand, 15 grand here and there, but the problem is I just never know when to stop.
So, yeah.
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 Because then I'm like,
take all those winnings and place it somewhere else.
yeah,
Right?
it's so dumb.
Tough road.
It really is, man. It's it sucks because you feel so confident with it, like, but it's just it never plays out how you want it to. Sports are so unpredictable, so
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like it was a phase. I'm over it.
Did you ever like ride a crazy no bet out at Sucker Punch here?
Yeah, I have, and it's been pretty ugly. I bet on Ryan Garcia, versus Gervonta Davis, and he got knocked the fuck out. So
Can
I
you
sweat
tell me
that
what,
one out?
Can you tell me what bets you're making and I'll place the other?
Honestly, tomorrow it might take me out of retirement for betting for the UFC 300.
Pass on somebody?
Yeah, Jamal Hill.
Rivera,
I love that. I love
Gaethje fight.
Gaethje
Yeah.
to win. I love what's his name, Diego.
I think you should hammer Holly Holmes, whoever she is, Holly Holmes' opponent.
No, oh my God, yeah, because I think Holly's gonna get knocked out.
She had like one loss, some of that. She's a younger girl, like
Yeah, but it's like her fight to lose,
yeah. Oh, nothing much.
Yeah.
They get broken in.
Yeah, and then the other one is Charlie Oliveira.
Oh, Freddy's fighting tomorrow.
He's a plus 175. It's kind of disrespectful.
He was champ, like
Yeah.
a couple cards ago, whatever it was.
So I don't know. I might lay a little action
Let
for
us
tomorrow.
know. Let us know what it is. We'll sweat it out with you.
Yeah, please. It's been we've had some cool experiences here. I mean, I bet on the what was it? Matt Barzell was here. He's the hockey player for the Islanders. We sweat that one out. We are on opposite sides. They're gonna hate me for saying this, but I do a lot of stuff with Aljamain Sterling in his camp, and I bet Sugar to beat him by knockout, and he did.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Barzell was on Aljo, and we were literally standing at that table back there, going crazy. Like there's a video of me like, like we're throwing happy dads. Like everyone's going nuts because the whole place was here. He's a Happy Dad sponsor. So the whole place was here filled with like Happy Dad fanboys. It was crazy, man.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Sounds like just a lot of good times here.
Yeah, it sounds like win or lose, you still make it happen.
Yeah, win or lose, we still booze. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's legit right there.
Yeah.
So that was one of my other questions. Like, and I don't know if it like, obviously from your experience, you did the Airbnb thing, you know, the warehouse, you kind of learned the nightlife, like you said. It was like to convince partners, like, hey, I've got this concept.
Yeah.
Sure, it's, you know, if I'm a money guy and I'm like, all right, you know, you and the 10 other people that came to my door said they have this idea. Like, you had to establish this credibility of like,
Yeah.
not only do I have this concept, but I've done something like this before. Therefore, you can, you know, have a little trust that this thing is going to work out.
Yeah. I mean, I think I didn't even realize I was doing it the whole time, but I think I was building my credibility throughout my whole life in the sense of, you know, I come from a corporate background. Like, obviously now I'm very tattooed and partying crazy, but, you know, I wore a suit every day for 2.5 years. And, you know, I worked at a prestigious Big Four accounting firm. So, you know, that shows that I'm not just some fucking idiot. Yeah.
Yeah, you put forth the effort very early on, right?
Yeah, so, right, I have that. And then on top of that, I'm doing my own entrepreneurial stuff in hospitality and nightlife, throwing these events, right? So that shows I have the promotional side. And then on top of that, the biggest question mark for them was operationally, does he know how to operate a business on a day-to-day? So what I did is, to answer their question, I went and I got a job at Catch in meatpacking. And Catch is, you know, a staple of New York now. They are all over the country now. They got bought out by Tillman Fertitta, the owner of the Houston Rockets, who owns Landry's. And Landry's bought out, at the time, it was 50% when I was there. Now it's 100 or almost 100%. I don't know what it is. But they opened up in Miami. They have Catch here, Catch Steak, Catch Aspen, Catch Dallas. They have like all of these, you know, that is the gold standard, I would say, for elevated dining and nightlife, because they have a club on the roof here. So what I did is I went and got a job there as a manager. I've never had a managing experience, and I got a managing job there, and they trained me. So I got trained by one of the best operational, you know, teams, I would say, in the country for food, for hospitality.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I ran the nightclub on the weekends upstairs. So that was a fucking insane experience. So much fun, a lot of work.
And when was that?
Right before I opened this up. So for the year opening this up, that's what I was doing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Little experience.
Yeah, it was a grind, man. That was hard work, and it was just, you know, a lot of learning.
Harder than what you do now?
Different.
Yeah.
Right? So like, I don't know. I feel like everything's different, because now it's like, I don't have to show up here, but I do, because if I don't, nothing will get done that I want to get done. Not that nothing will get done, but do you get what I'm saying? Like, if it's like, I'm working for someone.
They have the brand. You
They're
are the brand here.
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm a manager there. They're still a GM, and then they're still the owners. Here, it's like, you know, it's me, and then I have George as my manager. If something doesn't get done, it's like something doesn't get done, and then who do I answer to?
You.
I answer to a pissed off group of investors who are mad that we're not doing what we should be doing, right? So I think the stakes are different. The work is different. But I think that prepared me in combination with my accounting background. And then on top of that, my own entrepreneurial experience and, you know, drive. I think all of those things put together is what kind of accumulated to be who I am today, which I'm very grateful for. Yeah, I don't know. It's I didn't even realize I was doing what I was doing when I was doing it, if that makes sense.
I think so, yeah.
Like, I was just
You're just making it work, right?
I was just fucking going with the flow.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of where we're at.
Yeah. That's crazy, because, like, go ahead.
No, you can.
No, I was going to say, it's crazy because, like, you said, I just like partying, right? And that's what you're doing. It's just, like, having a good time. Like, this is kind of, like, peak of what brings people together is having a good time. And, like, I mean, just kind of making it work.
Yeah.
Doing it.
I literally I wrote on my phone, like, I have a notepad. I use notes on my phone, like, religiously. and I put a note, and it was like, what do you like to do? Party. I made a list of all these things, but on there was partying. What are you good at? Made a list, partying.
Party.
How can we make money doing these two things?
Party.
Partying. Yeah, here you go, guys. Like, it's just
Yeah.
partying, you know? Yeah, so it's just funny, man, how it's evolved to this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, we had to come up with Andre.
Oh yeah,
Do
Demergen.
something together,
Yeah.
We got a guy out in California.
Yeah.
Guy I know, he's doing kind of pretty much what you were doing, like before owning the bar. He's just throwing parties and like kind of like on the beach and just like different functions. He's just taking like public, like he's by UC Santa Barbara, and so there's a street apparently where like all the kids live on. There's all the bars.
Uh-huh.
So he's just like he throws up a little like setup with a DJ booth and everything, like legit DJ and all this stuff, and throws a party, charges him to get in. Like he's got a sick setup, and so it's pretty cool.
That's pretty sick, yeah.
Yeah.
On the West Coast, he's doing a lot of cool stuff right now, but it just sounds like they're on the same path.
Yeah.
At least he's further along than Andre is.
Yeah.
Andre's on the way.
Yeah.
Sick,
Well,
though.
at least shout out. I think it's called Ano's Events or something like that.
Yeah.
But that's what he's doing, right? He's doing what he's doing before he knows what he's actually doing with it, right? So that's where he's
I
at.
think he's like, what do I know how to do? Have a good time at parties.
Yeah, and I mean, that's what it really comes down to. I feel like you're happiest in life when you get paid to do something that you're actually like passionate about. And I think I just wasn't passionate about anything else I was really doing before that. Like, you got to play to your strengths, and I feel like my strengths are like socializing and meeting new people and making connections and networking and showing people a good time and hospitality, like all these things. So I feel like owning a bar or a restaurant or a club or something along those lines is the best way to bring all of those things together,
Yeah. Like you said, you get to live out your dream.
Yeah. It's been cool. It's been cool. I mean, we're not there yet. I'm not even close to where I want to be, but
Yeah.
we're on our way.
Any insight of what you got planned in the future? Not just
Um,
but in general. Anything you got going? In the works?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of things.
So you said that you're open up two more bars potentially
Potentially, yeah.
in New York.
Yeah, potentially. We've been looking at spaces. I think my partners and I have a couple ideas for what we want to do. But I would like to focus mainly just on Sucker for the time being until we get it, like I said, to a point where I even feel comfortable opening up another or giving my time to another bar or restaurant.
Yeah.
That being said, though, I do want to open up a QSR for burritos, like a quick service restaurant. So just like a no dining room at all, just like literally like a window where we just crank delicious breakfast burritos from breakfast to lunch.
George himself.
It wouldn't be George. George would come up with the recipes, but then I think I'll have to hire some authentic Mexican cooks to fucking give me a good.
Get
Yeah.
that real feel.
Yeah, and my idea is we just do breakfast burritos and coffee in the morning, just 2 types of burritos in the evening. That's it.
Super simple.
Super simple. And we serve like Modelo's. So like morning is coffee and breakfast burritos. Like dinner is just
Burritos and Modelo's.
yeah, that's it. That's sick. That's so sick, bro. Like I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Too. And people would eat the shit out of that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like believe it or not, I'm gonna get shit on for this, but Mexican food in New York is just kind of mid. At least in Manhattan, it's mid. And like I'm such a Mexican food fan.
Yeah.
Love that shit. Like when I'm in LA, I literally all I eat is Mexican food. It's so good. So when I'm out here, it was a little disheartening. I was like,
Where's the good stuff?
yeah, where's the good stuff? This shit sucks. So I don't know. The best Mexican food you find is like from one of the little trucks. Believe it or not.
Right. On the
Yeah.
side of the road or whatever it is.
Yeah, they're gas.
That's legit. So Los Tacos #1 is pretty good, but
They're-
it's like
I mean, they're
it's
like-
a chain, right?
Kind of, but they're like the gold standard in New York for Mexican food now.
Yeah. And then there's another one's called like not like Taqueria or something, but it's like I think kind of similar to that, but it's actually right next to ESB. They have a few different shops, but they have like their birria tacos are like fucking fantastic.
Oh, they got yeah.
Yeah.
See, but I'm like not a taco guy. I'm a burrito
full,
guy.
You want full burrito? Yeah.
I want a full burrito.
Yeah, true. I don't think they have that on the menu at all, right?
So I'm
Los
saying
Tacos
like
#1
Los
is
Tacos doesn't have
just tacos,
it's just tacos.
and
and they're
quesadilla, right?
crazy good, but
Yeah.
I'm just talking like a good authentic burrito.
Burrito.
No,
Yeah.
I want a burrito.
yeah.
Man, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of inside what you got going on. Just future plans definitely in there. We can tell he's got stuff cooking.
Yeah, I'm definitely cooking some stuff up. Yeah.
But yeah, man. If Nick, you know anything else, we can kind of get to the final wrap up phase and get to the final questions.
No, I mean, hearing all this was like exciting and like so. He's not from here. I'm here local. Like just like thinking about like SantaCon event you throw, and then
Oh
like
my God.
the UFC fights. Like I'm planning to like I will be here for these next things that come up. So that was exciting to hear. But yeah, we'll kind of come into the final segment here.
Yeah.
Which do you start with your rant? Yeah.
Question out of the way, and you got yours, so.
Yeah. So Ryan throws out a fun question. So
I always have a question that's like kind of unique to the guests. And, like, it's typically pretty tough to answer.
Oh God.
I kind of had a few for you, but you kind of answer what your favorite party was. So I want to ask that. I was going to ask your all time only party you could go over again. Like,
Wow, it'd be that SantaCon party like 10 times out of 10, bro. That shit was so crazy.
So now I got to ask you, like being at a bar, like
Yeah.
probably drink a lot. If you could only have one type of liquor,
Yeah.
for the rest of your life, you couldn't drink anything else, and like brand it too, what would it be?
You want me to say the brand?
Yeah.
Class Azul.
you can tell you got the whole wall right
Yeah.
here. The Class Hazel.
It's so good, man. It's like, it's not even because it's expensive. They're like, of course you picked that. 1942 is more expensive. 1942, I think, in my opinion, is just gross. I won't drink it. The Casamigo is delicious, but Clase Azul, something about it. I don't know. When I was in Tulum,
I said you drink a lot of that until
yeah, when I was in Tulum, like me and my boys, we would just fire, just like, you know, we'd get a table and we'd just fire like 2-3 of those bottles. They don't bring out like mixers, like nothing, right? Like here, you order a bottle of that, you get like a pineapple juice, a cranberry juice, this, that, the other thing. There, the only thing that comes out, which I fucking love, which makes me want to open up like a Latin club or something. I don't know, a Mexican inspired club. You get a tray, like a cutting board, with just a stack of limes and a mountain of salt. That's it, and a glass. And you just all you do is you're just pouring them and shooting them. That's it,
So,
and it's fucking delicious.
okay, since I just thought of this, I'm going to ask a shameless question again. I'm headed to Mexico in like June.
Yeah.
Like near Tulum. You got a spot, like a good spot to go out at night. It's kind of like, relatively safe. But
Where are you going?
I'll be like 30 minutes. I'll be like Riviera Maya area, but it's like 30 minutes out to the city of Tulum at least. Maybe.
I have a guy I'll connect you to out there. He'll take care of you. Yeah, I'm not kidding. Yeah, he'll take good care of you.
For my birthday, so I have like a big group of us.
Yeah, no, there's why am I blanking on the name? There's this one club in downtown PC, Playa del Carmen.
Coco Bongo.
No, don't go there, bro.
I see so many bad reviews in that place.
Don't go there.
So I'm not going.
Don't go there.
You're going. Your friends want to go.
Oh, Coco Bongo is like tourist trap, bro.
Yeah.
So I've heard.
Yeah.
Money out of you quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to a Coco Bongo in Dominican. It's chain. It's like a chain all throughout, like down there. And I went to one in Dominican Republic for my, what was it? Like my spring break junior year. Fucking it was funny and like fun because I was with all my friends, but I was just like, what am I at right now? This shit is crazy. It's like a Broadway show mixed with like acrobats and stuff.
Yeah, whenever you look it up, like it's like the number one night. I think they
Nah.
charge you like crazy. So I was like, I looked into it though.
I gotta find this club. It is so much fun. I went twice when I was in Mexico. I was in Mexico 2 months ago.
Yeah.
And I was back in Tulum, and then I was in Playa del Carmen, and we were ripping this place up. It was so much fun. I went on like a Thursday too, and it was electric.
I think Playa del Carmen's closer to where we're staying than Tulum is. But either way, like if you got wherever you know to do that, the best place to go. Let me know.
Oh, I'll take care of you down there. Trust me.
I got my fair share of questions right there.
Yeah.
That's you guys can do.
Yeah. No, that's a good question. So these questions are the same questions we ask every guest. So definitely want to hear your answers.
Yeah.
So tell us, what is your favorite book, your favorite movie,
yeah.
and your favorite song?
All right. So favorite book, I like spiritual stuff. I'm a very spiritual guy. Like I think any Deepak Chopra book. I don't know if you're familiar.
Yeah. I haven't read any of it.
It's
but,
it's like that or The Alchemist.
I was gonna say probably Paulo Coelho's.
Yeah, but Deepak Chopra is like more. I think it's 7 spiritual laws for success.
Yeah.
It's like he's a very I don't know. It's like not a self-help book, but it's just like how to get in touch with your spiritual side. I really like it. That all of his books, and then I definitely The Alchemist. I love that book. I read that in like, so quick. It was probably my fastest read ever.
Yeah. Oh, it reads so good.
Yeah,
You're like hooked on it. Too.
Yeah, you're literally invested. Like I love that book, and I'm not a big reader. I have to say so.
Yeah. I mean, there's those little books, right? That'll pull you in. It's like if it's quick enough, you can power through it. But like the way that Paulo Coelho tells his stories, like I've read a couple of his. It's like it's a story, but it's like kind of a life journey. Like it helps you figure out. Like again, like not a self-help book, but it kind of
see yourself in that character.
Yeah, which is like, if you're spiritual, you kind of like it helps you. It gets you to a certain phase that you need.
100%.
Yeah.
Favorite movie? I mean, it's tough. I have like a top 5 of favorite movies that in no particular order, but I would probably have to say overall Scarface. I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's just a classic. I've watched it probably 100 times. Like in my apartment, I have a big Scarface, like sick art piece that I love. It's like blended. It's a local guy that made it. This guy Richie, he's from New York. He took like a bunch of old Playboy magazines and cut them in with Scarface, like all these old like mobster newspaper covers. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Big fan of Al Pacino. And then song, I'm like I say I have a very diverse palette when it comes to music. I like a wide variety of music. So I don't know, overall favorite song, I'd say maybe right now my favorite. I've been listening to a lot of Big X the Plug. I can't stop listening to him. Like, yo, his shit is so fire. Like, gets me hyped to go out. But then like on the same boat, like I love Cage the Elephant. I listen to their albums front to back. That's what I'm saying. My spectrum of music's all over the place. But
I mean, if you truly like music, like the same way like certain artists will be like, all right, here was my hip hop phase. Now I'm going into my punk phase, my rock phase, or whatever it is. Like that's showing true artistry.
Yeah, 100%. I grew up listening to my parents are older. My dad's like diehard Led Zeppelin fan, right? So growing up, all I listened to was like Led Zeppelin, Cream, like that genre of music. So, Stairway to Heaven, obviously that's a fucking goated.
Yeah.
It's goated.
It's the first one you think of.
Yeah. It's like that. You cannot. So yeah, I don't know. It's definitely all over the place, but just a music fan overall.
Yeah. It's sick.
Yeah.
All right. Good answers, man.
Thank you.
The last thing we got for you, I guess 2 more, but we'll get to the handles at the very end. But is there anything that, something that people that may not know? Like, you're a pretty popular guy, got a lot of friends and fun, but something that people may not know about you that you want them to know?
No, I feel like I'm pretty open. I think the one thing that I would say bothered me was kind of how I was portrayed at some points on the show. I mean, that's part of the business, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
But a lot of the comments were like, "Oh, daddy bought him a bar," or like, "I'm like some nepo baby." I'm like, guys, I'm not some nepo baby. I wish I fucking was. Like, trust me, I wish my dad bought me the fucking bar. Like, no, like I actually, I worked my ass off and I raised the money for the place and and I literally just, we got it done. But it took I can't even imagine what these big creators go through when people shit on them online, because it is kind of a mental game. But a lot of people were shitting on me, saying like, why are we, supporting some kid who's just like a little nepo baby, blah, 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 blah. And like, they would be like, I posted a TikTok on my personal page that got like 80,000 views or something like that. Sick. But it was like about being a 26-year-old bar owner. Oh my God, yo, you would have thought I like made a most ridiculous claim ever. People were fighting in the comments about like, his dad bought him this. No, it didn't, blah, blah, blah. No one bought me shit. Like, I worked for this. Me and my partners worked for this. So yeah.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What you want.
Yeah.
There we go.
So speaking on that, being a 26-year-old, 27-year-old bar owner, what are your social handles that you want to throw out for people to find you at?
Yeah. So my Instagram is Whoisagentorange. And then my TikTok is Whoisagentorange. I was trying to think, because I think I changed it from something else, but I got another strike on TikTok. I don't know. I might get banned from TikTok.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then Sucker Punch is just at Sucker Punch Sports Bar on Instagram.
At
Yeah,
Sucker
and
Punch
TikTok
Sports
too.
Bar.
So same and same. Who is Agent Orange? Sucker Punch Sports Bar on both.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's really it, man. We're just grinding. I'll be posting everything we're doing, and yeah, just keep it going.
Yeah. You got your social media team doing it all there, but
Yeah,
I mean, for our 16 followers, if you can't tell, like this setup is like legit. Like you said, the second biggest TV in Manhattan.
it's literally ridiculous.
Clase Zoo on the wall there, and like just the vibe here. You got snow machines and everything. It's fucking
Yeah, the screen is 14 feet by 8 feet. It's a monster. So you'll see.
sick. Be watching UFC 300 on it.
Yes, sir.
Can't wait.
Can't wait.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
I got this one in, Noah. It was awesome.
I appreciate you guys. Yeah.
So thanks for coming on, man.
And then tomorrow we get to party.
Tomorrow we get to party.
Cool.
But yeah, thanks for letting us do this here.
Of course.
Had a blast, man. It's a pleasure meeting you.
Cool.
Okay. Sweet.
Appreciate you.
Good shit, bro.
Thank you.
Go right there.
Yeah, it was good. Oh, man. I can't wait for you guys to see this place turn up tomorrow.
I'm vanilla, baby. I'll choke you, but I ain't no killer, baby. She 28, telling me I'm still a baby. I get love in Detroit like Skilla, baby. And the thing about your boy is